Hello everybody, this is Fernando for the latest Ghosts and Spirits Special Edition video. And looking at some of my history of my videos, I realized that I haven't done another special edition video regarding one of my ghost hunting trips in quite some time. So I've gone ahead and I've decided I'm going to do some videos that I've done of some recent trips, because I have done some recent trips and I've taken a whole bunch of pictures, but for whatever reason I kind of sidestepped with regards to showcasing them here as a special edition video. So be on the lookout for some random ones coming in a little bit. I just took yet another trip this past weekend, so this is going to be some good stuff coming your way. Now this one has to do with a little mini trip that I took here in Austin. So every now and then, like once a month at least, I'll be traveling outside of Austin for these trips, but also once a month I'll be staying in Austin and then trying to find something here that happens to have some paranormal activity. And what better way to try to do so than to go to a place that contains the largest cemetery within the entire city of Austin, and it's this. It's the Oakwood Cemetery, located right smack in the center of Austin, Texas. So lo and behold, I've went and visited it, spent some time there, took a bunch of pictures. You're looking at them now, in fact, and all I'm doing is just I'm going to report about some of the stuff, some of the information about those purported hauntings, and then give my own experience there too. So what is this Oakwood Cemetery? Again, it's the largest cemetery here in Austin. The irony is that it's right there, right in the middle of Austin, Texas. Those of you, of course, that know much about Austin, or even a little, know that everybody in the world is moving to Austin. I mean, you cannot get real estate fast enough built here without it already being booked. So imagine something like this. Apparently this is around 40 acres or so of just pure land dedicated to a cemetery. So everywhere else around it is just sprawling, growing buildings, growing homes, apartments, condos, everything. And then right there in the middle is this cemetery. So I was quite a little bit awestruck when I was driving around it, realizing that, oh my goodness, obviously these people know that they live next to a cemetery. But yeah, I mean, right, hip scopping away over there on the other side, there's all this growing infrastructure. This cemetery is a pretty old one. Apparently it's dated sometime in the mid 1850s, to be exact, although it seems like there may have been a little bit of an earlier time period if you consider some victims of an Indian Comanche attack who were laid to rest in that area, marking as the origins of this cemetery. Again, it's pretty large, about 40 acres in total. It's split over two parts. There's a street that now separates those two parts. So there's the main one whenever you get off the highway, and then there's the smaller one, which is on the other side there. So you can take your time if you wanted to within this cemetery. It's very, very large in the sense that if, let's say there's a service happening, then you can absolutely just go to another portion of the cemetery to do your ghost hunting, and you will not bother anybody. Lots of places to see, lots of places to park. I think I was there close to about 2 hours or so altogether. All I was just walking throughout several parts of the cemetery, and then when it got far enough, then I would just drive to the next part and do that stuff there, and then just continue. As far as the cemetery and some notable items within it, apparently as it grew, there were several portions of the cemetery that became dedicated to different populations. So you have African American section, you have a Latino section, you have a Jewish section as well, and then most interestingly enough, towards the sides, very, very edge, almost the ones that creep me out, because the idea that there's the edge of the cemetery, then the street that everybody drives on, and then right next to it some homes or some places of business. I mean, you can see the cemeteries right there. Those are going to be the ones that are purported to be the most haunted, because those are the ones that are considered unmarked. They have nothing to them. All they are a tombstone, and it says something along the lines of either U.S. soldier, or whatever was there is so eroded, so gone, having been over a century and a half essentially there, that it's unmistakable. Like, you can't see anything with regards to it. You might have even seen some pictures of those by now. So those were the first ones that I targeted because apparently with a lot of paranormal investigations, those are the ones that are the most haunted because of their lost status. They have no name, again being either a U.S. soldier, and so that soldier is now haunting the grounds trying to find out who they are or trying to get attention to themselves to let people know it's me, this is my name, this is who I am. Or the ones that got lost in time with erosion, those are also haunting those grounds because the idea is that they want, again, people to remember them. Then there's some other ones that are purported haunted because those are the ones that have been vandalized. Apparently throughout the entire century and a half of this cemetery's existence, there have been, especially with the ones that are open, let's say not open, but the ones that are above ground, you've probably seen some pictures of those here by now. Those have been broken into multiple times, and in fact, so much so that they have been shattered open. Either the sides completely taken off, the roof of the casket taken off, whatever the case may be. But there's a lot of vandalism there, I think, to this very day as well. When I was entering the cemetery, there were lots of signs stating that the gates obviously will be closed, and that it says no trespassing. Just something about fines, something along those lines. So it's taken very seriously with regards to that. Also because, again, so if you don't live in Austin, the first thing that catches people by surprise are the large amount of homeless people, of vagrants that are around, because Austin is absolutely homeless favored city. Like in fact, other cities send homeless people to Austin because they cater and service a lot of homeless people here. And so the idea is that anybody that's trespassing after hours, whenever the gates are closed, then you can be seriously locked up. But yes, those graves are haunted because of the remnants that were taken from the original owners. So that's why if you're ever in this cemetery, you have to target those that have been broken, shattered open, because then again you'll be able to see it. Some of them are also, just through the passage of time, they've eroded so much that they've broken on themselves. Like they've either the weight of the casket broke it, or shifting of the ground broke it as well, or if you had something else growing nearby that again shifted the actual casket, then that broke it too. But that also causes the hauntings as well. And then others have mentioned that some of the ones involving, I guess, more ornate decorative headstones, those are the ones that are more haunted too, because they seem to get more attention, and that just seems to draw more people towards them, and that gives more power, energy, so forth to the spirit, and so that just keeps building from there. Unfortunately, and this is the catch-22, the best activity happens to be at night. But again, the problem is the cemetery is locked, and you absolutely have to stay off the premises after that time period. Easy enough though. I mean, one could easily just skip that fence. The fence itself is not something that would be hard to do, but not advised, of course. But the irony is, if you wanted to see the absolute best activity, including those unnamed sites, then you're kind of out of luck, because that's at nighttime and it's out of your reach. But other paranormal investigators, what they've done is they've actually gone to the fences, and what I've read, and then they've used some kind of like long range type stuff. They've been able to get some good footage of things that way. Very, very fascinating. Another thing that I noticed too when I was there was the fact that there's a Hilton hotel, an actual DoubleTree hotel, right next to the cemetery. So if you're traveling from out of town, and let's say you wanted to do some ghost hunting, but you're kind of stuck in a rut and you can't do it at night, then you could probably get around it by getting that DoubleTree, staying there at night, and then out the window using something, binoculars or whatever the case may be, and then you'll be able to pick and choose and see everything that you can whenever you want for the whole night of these ghostly activities. But by the way, those ghostly activities include orbs. There are pictures of people capturing orbs. People have captured mists as well. I don't think people have actually captured apparitions per se, but the closest thing being those mists. I think people have also been able to capture audio footage of something happening there too. So, and it's all because this cemetery has been there for so long that to this day, I mean, people are still being buried, and that's where you have the ghostly activity occurring there. But that's it. That's pretty much all the information that's tied to my trip there to the Oakwood Cemetery. As far as my own personal experience, unfortunately, there was nothing there. I checked all these pictures, nothing, no orbs, nothing at all. I didn't feel nothing, see nothing, hear nothing with regards to any ghostly activity. Again, I'm doing this during the daytime too, but I was kind of hoping and expecting something to happen with regards to my visit there. It was a nice summery type weather, so there was nothing impeding things, no gusty winds, nothing like that. It was just eerily quiet. That saying that goes quiet as a tomb. That's how it was there, and so all my senses were alert. But no, unfortunately, there was nothing in terms of any activity that at least I captured there. But that doesn't mean that others have not. There's people that are just absolutely on point. They just have that special touch, I guess, when it comes to these activities. But at least for myself, unfortunately, nothing there. But in any case, what I'm going to do too is I'm going to upload all the pictures for my visit there on my Facebook page. I'm gonna include the link here within the video on the bottom of the section. So click on that if you wanted to, and you get to see these in high resolution. Maybe you can find something there that stands out that I haven't seen, and be sure, by all means, point it out if you wanted to on the comments below. That would be really good to hear too. So, all right, everybody. Thanks again as always. Take care.